Welcome back, beauties, for the final part of the three-part series on my haircutting tutorial. Now, the final part will be, of course, the styling portion. We've done the wet cut with the texturizing with the razor comb. We've done the dry cut with the point cutting, and now we're going to be using a pretty interesting tool, the Leo Duo by Longe. It is a 360 airflow titanium styler. In this video, I'm using the standard size, and that has 3.5-inch long plates, but you can also purchase the Grande, which has 5.3-inch long plates. So depending on your hair length, you can get standard or Grande, and it also comes in two colors, pink and black, and I will be using the pink one. Now, besides the airflow, which I'm going to have you hear in just a minute after I show you the style, this is pretty much your typical titanium 1-inch flat iron. So this is the style, and this is the sound of the flat iron. Okay, let's get it. So we are going to style with this flat iron, and it's a flat iron that is also beveled, which is ideal for creating curls and waves. But to be honest, any beveled flat iron will do the trick. Now, as you can see here, I have her hair sectioned out into 3 large sections. And on the lowest section down by her nape, I am strictly and strategically waving her hair. Now, because her hair is so thick, I am only waving the underneath part because I don't want to create too much volume on the way up. I already know her hair has lots of volume anyway, so that's what I mean about being strategic. Now, one thing I really want you to pay attention to while I'm waving her hair is that I am not putting too much bounce on her ends. AKA, I'm not curling the ends, nor am I bumping the ends. The ends need to be finished straight. Now, I put so much emphasis on that because that is literally the key to this style. It's what marries everything together so that it can actually look like intentional waves done in the hair, but also styled, but also messy and textured, but of course, natural. And natural doesn't always necessarily mean uniformed. So that was my goal, to create waves that weren't necessarily uniformed, but still very cohesive. And I do this by having my tool come in at different angles. Here you'll see it come in more horizontally for more horizontal waves. Sometimes I'll go in with the barrel, the top of the barrel facing the ground, where my thumb would be facing the ground with on the clamp facing down with it, to create more of a vertical wave or curl pattern, still keeping it loose, still keeping the end straight for the cohesiveness. And here we are getting to the bulk of her hair, right in the crown of her head, or I would say this is more so the occipital area. She has the most density, and this is where I didn't want to create too much layering in this area. So with that being said, she has more long pieces versus short pieces in this area, so I felt more comfortable giving her like full on curl with the straight ends in this section, because I know those shorter pieces won't be causing too much volume because I didn't cut too much short pieces in her occipital bone area, because it would have just gave her more of a too much volume than I knew she was going for. So the styling everywhere, there's method to my madness. I definitely kept in mind how I was going to style the hair whilst cutting the hair. So it's always good to have like a bigger picture and be very clear with the consultation. I actually like it and prefer when a guest can come in with a picture of what they're looking to have done, like an inspiration photo, because then we can pick apart what about the picture do they like, what about the picture do they not like, and that really opens up the room for better consultation and better results. So, yeah, and that's the last curl that I do for pretty much that back section there where the hair is long and drops down. Now we're working on the crown of the hair, and I like to call this like the final portion or the fall of the design because that's what everybody sees. I'm still working, going away from the face for this particular subsection here. In hindsight, here, I now notice that I did over curl this right side of the head a little more than I would have liked. So you're gonna see me kind of relax or curl a little bit, and that's one thing I do like about this style. If you over curl, you can kind of just use that the blades of the flat iron to just smooth it out, just to relax the curl a little bit. So sometimes you'll see me kind of go over some pieces just to smooth it out, whether it be the end or like the body of the curl. See right there was a little bit too much curl, so just smooth it out. I added a little Redken flexible hold spray just to keep the touch of the style really soft and so that the humidity doesn't affect it too much later on because it was the middle of summertime. I must admit I did get a little crazy with the volume here, so you see me compensate that by just kind of smoothing it out, especially the ends because ends being straight is really the key to the style, as I keep saying. It's not like a broken record, but really you have to like identify what they are looking for in the picture, and that's part of it here. If you want the PC look, you can't bump the ends. That's creating more of a soft look. And for this final pieces here, we're just adding some subtle horizontal waves. And you can see the kind of like over directing, going back away from the face. Now, as we get to the bang portion of the styling, you will see me bump the ends a little bit. So you'll see me over direct and boom, add a little curl to the ends of her hair there so that we can really give it that curtain bang effect once we're all done. We don't want it too round in the bang, so that's why I over directed and only bumped the ends. I finished it off with a little bit of the Redken hairspray, and I'm using a wide tooth comb to just comb it all out, break up the pieces a little bit, allow everything to kind of melt within each other. It looks so beautiful as is already, but I felt like it could use a little bit of something more. So I ended up using Paul Mitchell's texture paste. It comes in a tube. It's like a light flexible hold. So I really emulsified it in my hand, made sure it was nice and warmed up before applying it because it is a texture paste. But you can use it for styles like this, very loose styles. Her hair is very thick, so it just works really well in her hair to just add that little bit of extra hold. So you can see how the bangs are falling so nicely, and the cut looks beautiful and light. I'm not a big fan of straight parts, so I added a little quick zigzag part there. Just keep it looking real cute. And this is what that looks like from another angle. So pretty. I like to give my guests the time to kind of like play with it so they can kind of imagine styling it themselves, feeling it, feeling the density. I told her really get her hands in there, feel the density. Check it out. You know, it's nice and piecey, nice and light. Added a little bit of more of that Reworks cream on the tips there. And of course, at the end of every appointment, I like to hand my guests the mirror so they can see what it looks like from the back, get a really good look. And let me show you what the inspiration photo looked like. And her hair, speechless. Gorgeous, gorgeous. The cut really gave her previous color that we did a new life. Like, it looks like we gave her color today, but we really didn't. The cut alone just really created so much different dimensions, being that I cut different layers of dimensions in the hair. You can see the back. Choppy wear. Yes, blended everywhere. Looks great. So yeah, she's just playing with it, getting a little feel for it. And she loves it. I loved it. I was very happy with the finishing look. I feel like we got it very close to what she wanted. So you guys tell me what you think. Did we knock it out the park or what? I think we did a really good job. So you let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know if you tried any of these techniques, any of these products. Would you try this flat iron? Did you like this style? Would you like this haircut? Let me know. I want to know your thoughts, your feelings, your desires. Please write it all down in the comments below.
And if you reach this part of the video, would you kindly like, comment, subscribe, and share? We'll see you in the next one. This is the Hail X Beauty production. See ya.
Since you've been my girl, baby girl, you've been my world.